Sukiyaki, a dish whose name means blade and fire, from the Kanto plain around Tokyo, where farmers in the late 1800s first set thin ribbons of beef upon the heated edge of a plowshare and watched the soy and the sugar lacquer the meat into something the country had never tasted before. This is not weekday food. The secret is warishita, the simmered liquor of soy-mirin, sugar, and dashi, mixed and warmed before a single slice of beef ever touches the iron. 40 minutes from the first dissolving of sugar to the moment the raw egg yolk catches the lacquered meat in its cool gold. Servings 4. 25 minutes of preparation, 15 of cooking. Total time 40 minutes. 1 pound of wagyu beef sliced paper thin. 1.5 ounces of beef tallow. 1/2 cup of soy sauce. 1/2 cup of mirin. 4 tablespoons of sugar. 1/2 cup of dashi. 7 ounces of shirataki noodles. 4 ounces of shungiku, the chrysanthemum greens. 2 whole naganegi, the long white scallion. 10 ounces of yaki tofu, the grilled tofu. 8 whole shiitake mushrooms. And 4 pasteurized egg yolks, 1 for each dyna. Begin with the warishita. In a small pot, combine the soy sauce, the mirin, the sugar, and the dashi. Set it over a low flame. Stir slowly until the sugar surrenders, until the liquor turns dark and clear, until the warm scent of soy and kombu fills the kitchen. This sauce is the heartbeat of Kanto Sukiyaki. Set it aside, still warm. Now the vegetables. Slice the naganegi on the diagonal into 2-inch lengths, pale ivory ovals with rings of soft green. Trim the woody stems from the shiitake and cut a small cross into each cap so the broth can find its way inside. Drain and rinse the shirataki, then parboil them just 2 minutes to lift away the faint alkaline whisper of the konnyaku root. Set a shallow cast iron sukiyaki pan over a medium-high flame and let it grow hot. Drop the beef tallow at its center. Watch it slip and surrender and turn to a clear gold pool across the iron. Now, 3 or 4 slices of the wagyu laid out in a single layer. The marbling pales, then darkens, then catches the heat. A brief sear, less than a minute, just long enough for the surface to bloom into mahogany. And now, the warishita. Pour about 1/3 of a cup directly over the seared beef. Listen for the sound the sauce makes when it meets the hot iron. A hiss, then a low, sweet hush. Soy and sugar lacquering each ribbon of meat in a single breath. The beef is glazed, Move it gently to one side of the pan and let it rest in its own dark amber pool. Now, arrange the rest. The naganegi in one cluster, the yakidofu in another, the shiitake capside up in a small dark group, the shirataki in a pale white nest, each ingredient in its own quiet corner, never touching its neighbor. The shirataki especially must be kept away from the beef. Its calcium can toughen the meat. Pour the remaining warishita over the vegetables. Then lay the shungiku on top, the chrysanthemum greens, bright and lacy, the last to enter the pan. Cover and simmer 5 minutes. The tofu drinks the broth. The shiitake plumps and darkens. The greens turn from emerald to deep, soft jade. And the beef in its corner holds its softness the way only thin slices can. History and cultural origins. For more than 1,200 years, beginning in the 7th century, Japan forbade the eating of four-legged animals. The edict was Buddhist. The land obeyed. Beef in the Japan of the shoguns was unthinkable. Then, in 1868, the country reopened. The Emperor Meiji took the throne, and on a winter day in 1872, he publicly ate beef for the first time in the imperial record. The taboo broke, and Sukiyaki was waiting. The name itself remembers the country before the city. Suki means blade, the blade of a farmer's plow. Yaki means grilled. Long before there were beef houses in Tokyo, peasants of the Kanto plain were said to wash a worn plowshare in the river, set it over an open fire, and use its broad iron face as a griddle. It is a dish named for a tool, a dish that began in a field, a dish that climbed slowly through gyunabe, the early beef pot of Edo, and into the formal dining rooms of Meiji, Tokyo. Two schools rose from that century. In the Kanto around Tokyo, the cooks made the warishita first. They warmed it. They poured it over the beef. The flavor was decided before the meal began. In Kansai, around Kyoto and Osaka, the cooks built the broth at the table. They seared the beef in sugar, then soy, then mirin, layering the sweetness as the night went on. The flavor changed, bite by bite. Two ways of holding the same fire. Two ways of welcoming beef back into the country. Sukiyaki is not weeknight food. It is gathering food. It is the dish of the Bonenkai, the year-end party where colleagues drink away the old year. It is the dish of the New Year welcome, of weddings, of homecomings, of reunions where the table is more important than the menu. The pot sits in the center. The diners sit close. Each one whisks a single egg yolk in a small bowl and dips the hot ribbons of beef into the cool gold before eating. The yolk is a thermal buffer. It is also a kind of welcome, a small ceremony, repeated bite by bite. Lift the lid. The steam rises in a slow column, carrying soy and sweet, and the deep meadow scent of the chrysanthemum greens. Whisk one egg yolk in each bowl, until it lightens, until it loosens, until it is ready. Take a single ribbon of glazed beef from the pan, pass it through the cool gold of the yolk. Let it rest, just for a heartbeat, on the warm rice waiting at the side. And taste the 1800s. Taste the moment a country let beef return. Sukiyaki is the rarest kind of recipe, one that carries a century of change inside a single bite. It survives because it was never trying to be impressive. It was only trying to feed the people who loved it. And the table, at last, is set.